So today we're going to be going over First Corinthians chapter 13. We're going to do a deep dive. Um, and I hope this motivates you and I hope this breaks it down. This lesson is not only for you, this lesson is for me as well. I'm actually practicing applying this to my life every day. And I think all believers should do the same. So let's get into it. So the first verse of First Corinthians 13 tells us, though I speak with the tongues of men and of angels, but have not love, I'm becoming a sounding brass or a clashing cymbal. So Paul opens up with a very powerful statement here. So he's saying, even though I speak with a heavenly eloquence, um, even though heavenly language um, and is great, that without a heavenly character, if love isn't operating in you, then your gift is just becoming noise. So a cymbal makes noise, but produces no melody. So heaven measures love before it measures gifts. So remember that heaven is measuring your heart, not the hype. So what is God saying here? So your voice, it carries power only when your heart carries love. So your words are meant to heal and not to impress. So your life gains impact when your spirit walks in love. So awesome verse, awesome verse. Uh, 1 Corinthians chapter 1, verse 1. So let's go into verse 2. And it says, and though I have the gift of prophecy and understand all mysteries and all knowledge, and though I have all faith so that I could remove mountains, but have not love, I am nothing. So you can be spiritually insightful, gifted, prophetic, even wise, but without love, your identity is empty. Love is the substance that gives value to your gifts. So, this means your worth isn't attached to achievements or certifications or talents, but it's in the character of your heart. And you become unstoppable when you let love define your actions. So your gifts make you useful, but your love makes you valuable. Awesome, awesome verse. Let's keep going. Verse 3 tells us, First Corinthians chapter 13, verse 3. And though I bestow all my goods to feed the poor, and though I give my body to be burned, but have not love, it profits me nothing. So all of these last three verses have let us know, no matter how high you're gifted, no matter how high your calling is, if you're not operating in love, it's useless. It's nothing. So this verse, it destroys all performance based righteousness. Even good actions mean little to nothing without the right intention. So love is not a performance, it's a posture. So you can sacrifice everything physically and still have nothing spiritually if love is not the motive in you. So God isn't impressed with sacrifice without sincerity. He wants your heart, not your heroics. So your generosity has eternal power when love fuels it. So God, He sees your heart before He sees your hands. Let's go on to verse 4. Love suffers long and is kind. So now what we're getting an understanding of is what love actually is. So love suffers long and it is kind. Love does not envy. Love does not parade itself and is not puffed up. So Paul is saying a lot here. Let's see what Paul is saying. So long suffering. So this is how we love. So long suffering means patience without resentment. So so real love, it doesn't rush. It endures and it stays steady in the storm. And kindness is love made visible. So let's go through that right quick. So long suffering. Let's apply long suffering, which is patience without resentment, patience without getting bitter, kindness, not jealous, not boastful, not prideful. So understand that God, He is training us to love in the way that doesn't break under pressure. This is the love that transforms marriages, families, friendships, ministries, and businesses as well. So when you love like God, you reflect God, meaning that these things will start to show up: long suffering, kindness. So those are wonderful things that us as all of us Christians need to be applying to our life. We need to be practicing these things daily so that we can get uh, a better understanding of them, but also so that they can become a part of who we are. So verse 5 tells us, love does not behave rudely. It does not seek its own and is not provoked. It thinks no evil. So it also, in King James Version, says, love does not envy. Love does not boast. And love is not proud. So this verse should destroy selfishness in Christians, arrogance in Christians, as well as impulsive anger. So love treats people with dignity. If love doesn't manipulate, love doesn't blow up, it doesn't crash out, and love doesn't record wrongdoings. So envy is insecurity trying to disguise itself. Boasting is pride trying to convince itself it's enough. And love eliminates both of these because love is a security. So walk confidently, celebrate others. And when God is your source, you never fear someone else's success. Because God has more than enough for all of us. And real strength is not control over others, but control over yourself, myself. Get into verse 6. Verse 6 says, love does not behave itself unseemingly. It seeks not her own and is not easily provoked, and it thinks no evil. So love is self-controlled. It's selfless and it's steady. Look at how God is. Look at who God is. God is love. So when we're coming up with our definitions of love, it doesn't have to do with our feelings per se. It's described in 1 Corinthians 13. This is what true love really looks like. So love, it refuses to be led by impulsive emotions. It refuses to rehearse negativity. So love takes no pleasure in injustice or evil or downfalls of others or anyone. Love celebrates what is true, holy, and righteous. So God is strengthening us internally so that external circumstances cannot shake us. Our peace becomes unprovocable and our thoughts become disciplined and our reactions become holy, as we practice these steps. So when we align with truth, we align with God's heartbeat. Go into verse 7. And it says, love bears all things, believes all things, hopes all things, and endures all things. So love celebrates what aligns with God's heart. Love, it doesn't delight in sin, gossip, downfall, or destruction. And it stands with truth, even when truth is uncomfortable. So Paul shows that the resilience of divine love, it bears. So it carries, it protects, it believes. So it gives spiritual confidence wherever it is. It hopes. So it keeps expectation alive. And it endures. So it remains unbroken, even when you think it should break. So you are stepping into a season where your spirit will naturally gravitate towards what is pure, honest, and uplifting. As you begin to practice these things daily, love will make you unshakable. It will give you stamina, and love will empower you to outlast the storms. So remember, you are stepping into a season where your spirit will naturally gravitate towards the pure, the honest, the uplifting. And your discernment is going to sharpen, and your integrity is going to strengthen as you're going on this journey and walking with God on this. Verse 8 tells us love bears all things, believes all things, hopes all things, endures all things. So it says it bears, which means it carries weight without collapsing. It said it believes. So it sees God's potential in people. You don't believe because of people, you believe because of God's potential, what He can do, not what they can do. It hopes, it expects goodness, it endures, it refuses to quit. So this is God's nature operating in you. This is what it looks like when God begins to operate in you. So everything in the universe has an expiration date besides love. So prophecies will cease, tongues will stop, knowledge will fade, but love is eternal. And if love never fails, then anything built on love cannot fail either. So verse 9 tells us, so we know things in part, and we prophesy in part. So understanding that human revelation is fragmented. Even Paul admits his limitations, and spiritual gifts give glimpses, not the full picture. So you don't need to know everything to obey God. You walk in the light that you have, and more light will come. God will reveal more things to you. So as you begin to practice these things, God will reveal more things to you. Verse 10 tells us, but when that which is perfect has come, then that which is part will be done away. So Paul points to the future completion of God's plan. When Christ returns and everything is restored, the partial will become the whole. So we're moving towards wholeness, and nothing in your life will remain unfinished if it's in God's hands. Verse 11 tells us, when I was a child, I spoke as a child, understood as a child, and thought as a child. But when I became a man or a woman, I put away childish things. So love is spiritual adulthood. It's going into the maturity of spiritual adulthood. So maturity, it requires a discipline, it requires humility, and it requires a responsibility. And that's what we see in adulthood, and that's what we see physical adulthood, and that's what we see in spiritual adulthood as well. So growth requires letting go. You level up spiritually when you refuse to stay small, when you refuse to not practice these things and begin to practice these things every day. So, verse 12 tells us, for now we see through a glass darkly, but then face to face. And now I know in part, but then I shall know even as I am known. So, what is Paul saying now? So, Paul admits here that we currently see God dimly, like a blurry mirror. We aren't able to see everything. But then he said, but one day clarity will replace mystery. And we will know God as deeply and as fully as he knows us. So God already understands us perfectly. Our journey is moving towards divine clarity for ourselves. So verse 13 tells us, and now abides faith, hope, love. These three. But the greatest of these is love. So faith connects you to God's promise. Hope connects you to God's future. And love connects you to God Himself. So faith and hope operate through seasons. Love operates through eternity. So when you walk in love, you walk in the highest realm of God. Love isn't just the greatest commandment, it is the greatest revelation. So this is 1 Corinthians 13 is a revelation for us on how to live a life of love and how to practice love. So 1 Corinthians 13 is not about romance. It's about spiritual maturity, divine character, and the nature of God being formed in you. It's our preparation. So walk in love, walk in victory. And if you want, you can be an image for the world of 1 Corinthians 13. So